Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here. This time reviewing on Yu-Gi-Oh! Bonds Beyond Time. Now, as you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Bonds Beyond Time was released in 2010 and eventually being released by 4Kids Entertainment. Now, the premise of the film is about Yugi, Jaden, and Yusei teaming up to stop the villain Paradox from going back in time and destroying duel monsters. Now, I personally feel this movie is basically a giant cash-in. The problem is that it introduces cards that are going to be featured for the movie release and basically making you want to buy more cards. Now, I think the problem is with the Japanese version, it's 50 minutes, and the 4Kids dub basically added 10 extra minutes to introduce the characters. Now, there are problems that I do think the movie suffers from. I feel Paradox isn't an interesting villain, as they automatically have him show up and reveal his reasons for what he's doing, but it's not really clarified. They do reveal it later on in the series, why Paradox went back in time, and I do feel since Yu-Gi-Oh! GX never fully dubbed Season 4, you're kind of left wondering how Jaden is around. I'm guessing that after his duel with... I'm guessing that it does imply Season 4 still took place, but he's meant to be still around there. And yeah, I guess that Jaden doesn't also want to reveal Yugi too much about him, giving him Wing Kuribo in that. So again, the movie does have a message about, you know, always look to the future, and we see Yusei having doubts about the future, as well as we have moments where he doesn't want to see his Stardust Dragon being taken over by Paradox. And what's interesting is that it's kind of shown that Jaden is able to fuse a Synchro and a normal monster despite not having the card. I'm guessing, screw the rules, they have money, and the problem is that basically Paradox is able to make up the rules on a whim with no real reasons. Now, keep in mind that it also does bring back Dan Green for Yugi, Matthew Charles for Jaden, and Greg Abbey for Yusei. It's interesting to see their voices again. Now, I personally feel like after seeing clips of Mortal Kombat 11, I feel that does better, and I feel you could have had more of a motivation, like having Adrian Gecko's younger brother basically become a villain, or have Adrian and Echo be basically revealed to be alive, but now have the ability to go back in time and prevent duel monsters from happening, and prevent others from being lost or destroyed from it. And you could have had basically past Yu-Gi-Oh! Characters come into basically Yusei's timeline, and you could have even had basically Yugi, Jaden, as well as Yusei reboot the timeline, creating the Sextile timeline and everything else, and undoing the mistakes that had happened before in the original timeline. It would have been so much better, and it could have been a proper ending to the 5D series, as I do feel, yeah, Sextile does feel a bit like a reboot, and basically card game with Scouters. So, in my opinion, the movie isn't great. It's just, it reeks of a TV special, and I feel the voice actor for Goku tries to be the villain, but again, he's meant to be this over-the-top villain. So I think this would have worked better had it been a direct-to-video movie, and yeah, they do have the original Japanese dub, as well as a more 3D section, And what's interesting, they do introduce a new card series of Paradox's cards called Malefic stuff. Basically, him taking past dragon cards from Kyber, also Jess, and also Joey, and turn them into dark versions. It's interesting, but I think there could be more done with it. So in my opinion, Bonds Beyond Time became a Bonds Beyond Trash. It's not good, not great, and just doesn't feel any real motivation. So I think it deserves a thumbs down. Not one of the best, not one of the greatest entries in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Series. I feel basically the more recently the movie did better, as it felt like a proper conclusion to the manga, and they could have done this. So this is my review. So Comic Reviewer here, signing out.